Well, as you guys know, if you've been watching the channel lately, I've been going through a lot of my pictures from back in the Doug's Dirt Diary days. And as I find somebody that I haven't seen in a while, I kind of make a little notation on my little calendar that I got here. One of those guys I was fortunate enough to get a hold of today. Bryan Howland ran 360s for 14 years, right around 30 plus, almost 36 wins in that time. Started in quarter midgets when he was 9 and took the way up that a lot of guys did with the mini sprints and things like that. But he's been out of racing since after 2018 until this past year when he got out with Tommy Wickham. Started out real good, too, had a second place at Woodhull. 16th or so he remembers. He thinks it's somewhere in that range at Fulton. And then Canandaigua, he was on the night with the dust, so didn't get a chance to run his third race. So let's head out to Auburn. The family business is Phil Trek. Bryan Howland, 35 years old, now with 2 kids. How we doing, man?
Pretty darn good, staying busy. Parents retired, so I'm running Phil Trek and spending some time with the family, and, it's keeping me busy.
Is that one of the main reasons that you stepped back all those years ago?
Yeah, the old man was trying to retire, and the family was, obviously the kids are getting older, so it's kind of showing less and less time for racing. Something had to go, and I can't get rid of work, and I can't get rid of family, so that leaves one thing to get rid of.
How tough was it?
It was really tough. As anybody in racing knows, it's like a drug. So to give that up and to sell everything that you worked really hard for over the last 14 years, it was tough to see it all go down the road, but it was the right choice. I'm happy I made the choice. It was part of your life. 14 years of, well, really, since I was 9,
yeah.
I always had a race car in the garage of some kind, and it brought me and my father really close over the years. So it's kind of the end to an era, but it was we had a great run, and glad I did it, but it was time to move on.
What was the toughest thing about giving it up in those first few months and then the first few years afterwards?
It's just a change of schedule, change of pace. I was never home really during the summer, spring, summer, and fall. I was always working on race cars and racing race cars. And all of a sudden, spring came around, summer came around, and I had a lot more time to do things with the kids and the family, but I just wasn't used to that slower pace of life. Obviously, work is work, and work's always been there, so I work a lot of hours, but you get out of work and you don't have wrenches to turn, you don't have tires to prep, and injections to clean. So it was a huge change of pace, and it was tough to not see the guys anymore. I always go to the track. You always got your teammates that you're working with, my crew guys. You lose touch with the people that you were around most in the last 14 years of your life, and so it was a huge swing for us, but it worked out good for everybody. I had some guys on my crew that they have family or they're looking to retire, or things are family life is changing. Just life is changing. It evolves over a course of 14 years. So to move on and to sell everything, I think it worked out for everybody, but we're all happy that we did what we did for that time period.
Did you find something else to take up all that spare time you now had?
Yeah, family, really. Boating is a big part of our summer now. So the kids love boating. The wife loves boating. It's one of the things. But since my parents have retired, my father mostly, work has just pretty much consumed everything. So that's obviously the main focus. Boating on the weekends and work during the week.
So what happened this past summer to get you back into a race car? Did somebody get a hold of you? Did you hear something? How did it happen?
Yeah, so I went to the Fulton race. There's the ESS Speed Week, and just talked to all the guys that I used to race with. And I ended up a couple weeks later, Tommy Wickham got a hold of me and asked if I wanted to race his car. He said he had some health issues and he had to stop for a little bit. And I was like, yeah, of course I want to race your car. I haven't raced a car in forever.
So there was no doubt.
No, there was no question. Of course, I still had all my gear and everything that I needed. So, just in case the opportunity ever presented itself, and it happened this year, so couldn't turn it down, and I'm glad I didn't. Tommy's always been a good runner. He's always had good equipment, so we hooked up. I went over to his place and made sure everything fit, and it was mutual because he wanted to learn a couple things that I used to do, and I wanted to get in the car, so it worked out really well. We ran, like you said in the beginning, we ran Woodhall was our first race together, and it worked out really well. It just kind of progressively got worse after that, but that's racing.
And if you want to know what happened to Tommy, obviously with HIPAA laws, I can't tell you, but he can. I did an interview with him right during Speed Week, actually probably right before this all happened, and he'll actually tell you what happened there. So as we sit here now, actually you got 2.5 races because you didn't finish that one at Canandaigua. Is there any plan for you to do this again at this time?
I haven't talked to Tommy in a while, and we ended last year kind of like, yeah, we'll do it again next year. But I haven't talked to him. I would think that he might give me a call or something. I don't know. We'll see. I'm definitely not ruling it out.
Okay.
If the opportunity comes up, and I'm not expecting anything from him. I mean, it's expensive to put somebody in a car. So,
absolutely.
I appreciate, obviously, everything that he did for me. And, if he wants me to drive again, I will certainly drive again. And if it happens with another ride, then maybe I'll do that too. I don't have a whole lot of time to do it anymore. I wish I did. Had more time to run more races. But if it works out for my schedule, my family's schedule, and it's the right opportunity, then, yeah, I'll take it.
Would you want to do a season?
There's no chance of me doing a season.
No chance.
I would love to be able to, but there's no way.
Just too busy?
I think, yeah, just, work and everything else that's going on. 3-4 races a year, probably just enough to scratch the itch.
I'm trying to think of different scenarios here that I can hit Bryan with to get his reaction. What if somebody said, hey, do you want to do the 4 Speed Weeks races?
Well, that would be cool.
That would be cool. Okay, yeah, because it's 1, 2, 3, 4, and it's done. So that would, and maybe but then you'd have to have a race before that to kind of shake the car down, wouldn't you?
Well, I came out of retirement with a second, so
maybe not.
Maybe that's the one that would be the best finish, and then I'd progressively get worse after that.
Oh, so maybe not thinking about it too much ended up with a good finish. So maybe we'll just follow the same thing again. All right. Life is good away from all this. We only got about 2 minutes left, but you're happy and all that? You've adjusted well to life without racing 30, 40 times a year?
Yeah, it's a lot simpler. It's one less layer of just chaos going on. But it's good. Kids are getting older and getting more into sports. They're really big into football all of a sudden, which is great. I love watching football with them and playing catch in the house as long as we don't break stuff. So yeah, that's been the recent fad with my kids, and even my wife. She's a big Bills fan, and I'm a Dolphins fan. So
so you guys are going to be in trouble this weekend, aren't you? You're not going to watch that game.
There's going to be a lot of trash talk.
Yeah, but you got your 18th string quarterback in or something like that. So it's not looking good.
String, yeah.
Not looking good for you, though, is it?
No, but you know what? It doesn't matter. I'm still going to trash talk.
Oh, absolutely. And if you happen to take the lead off the first drive, let's just turn the TV off and we'll let it go, right? So, all right, so you don't want to watch the game at the Howland house on Saturday. Maybe watch one of the other ones later in the day. Bryan, seriously, I appreciate you making time for me. I just called him out of the blue, and he made time for me right away. I got your other number, so if something happens, get a hold of me, and if I hear something, I'll get back a hold of you, but hopefully I'll be able to shake your hand and see you in person sometime soon, man.
Sounds good. Appreciate the call.
Hit the subscriptions, turn on the notifications, hit that blue E, hit the likes, leave comments, and you got somebody like this in this boat we haven't talked to in a while, make sure to get a hold of me. I'll track them down for you.